The stage was set under the bright lights of Incheon SSG Landers Field, where tension filled the crisp October air. It was the third and most decisive game of the 2025 KBO semi-playoffs between the SSG Landers and the Samsung Lions. The stakes couldn't have been higher. Win, and you move one step closer to the Korean series. Lose, and the dream ends right there on the field. The atmosphere was electric, fans in red and blue waving banners and chanting their hearts out, creating a roaring symphony of passion that echoed deep into the night. Both teams came in hungry and bruised from the first two games. The Lions had drawn first blood in Game 1, showing power and confidence. But the Landers, champions of resilience, came roaring back in Game 2 with a statement victory. That set up this all-or-nothing Game 3. Every player knew that one mistake could define their season. You could see it in their faces during the national anthem, no smiles, only focus. The opening inning was tight, both pitchers testing the strike zone with precision. SSG's ace Kim Kwang-yeon looked composed, mixing fastballs and sliders to perfection. On the other side, Samsung's David Buchanan started strong, keeping hitters off balance with his breaking pitches. The crowd watched in silence with every pitch, the sound of the ball hitting the catcher's mitt breaking the tension like thunder. In the bottom of the second inning, the first real chance came for SSG. Chu Shin-soo, the veteran leader, stepped into the box. The fans rose, knowing what he's capable of in clutch moments. On a 2-1 count, he connected, a deep shot to right field. The ball traveled, the outfielder sprinted back, but it hit the wall for a double. The stadium erupted. With one out, SSG had a runner in scoring position, and you could feel the tide shifting early. Then came Han Yu-seum, another big-time hitter with ice in his veins. He didn't disappoint. On a hanging curveball, he ripped a single through the infield, sending Chu racing home. SSG took a 1-0 lead, and their dugout exploded in cheers. It was the kind of small ball execution that defines postseason baseball: discipline, patience, and timing. But Samsung wasn't going down easily. In the top of the fourth, Koo Ya-wook led off with a sharp line drive to center. Then, with one out, Jose Pereira, the foreign powerhouse, stepped up. Everyone knew what he could do with one good swing. Kim Kwang-yeon tried to jam him inside, but Pereira turned on it perfectly. The crack of the bat told the story before the ball even landed, over the left field fence, a 2-run homer. Samsung suddenly led 2-1, and their dugout came alive. That home run shifted momentum instantly. Samsung's fans, though smaller in number, made their voices heard across the stands. The Lions started to play more aggressively, stealing bases, diving for catches, showing all-out intensity. The Landers, however, didn't panic. They've been here before, they've won championships, and they know how to stay calm in chaos. By the sixth inning, the game turned into a pitcher's duel. Buchanan continued to silence SSG's bats, while Kim Kwang-yeon found his rhythm again, striking out back-to-back hitters to escape a jam. Every pitch felt heavier than the last. The crowd knew it, the players knew it, this was a battle of wills now, not just skill. Then came the bottom of the seventh, and with it, a spark. After a leadoff single from Park Sung-han, the Landers got their moment. Manager Kim Won-hung made a daring call, a hit and run. The next pitch came, the batter connected softly, and the ball rolled perfectly through the gap as Park advanced to third. The strategy worked flawlessly. With runners on the corners, Choi Jung, the face of SSG, stepped up. The tension in the stadium was unreal. Buchanan tried to paint the corner with a fastball, but Choi was ready. He lined it down the left field line, scoring both runners. The stadium erupted again as SSG reclaimed the lead, 3-2. Choi pumped his fist toward the dugout, roaring with emotion. Samsung, though, refused to give in. In the top of the eighth, against reliever Moon Sung-won, Kim Ji-chan led off with a bunt single, showing his trademark speed. The next batter sacrificed him to second, and with one out, the Lions threatened again. Pereira came up once more, and this time SSG intentionally walked him, not willing to risk another long ball. That brought Lee Jae-yun to the plate. The young shortstop had been quiet all series, but he picked the biggest moment to deliver. He hit a sharp single up the middle, tying the game at 3-3. The Lions bench exploded as they celebrated what could have been the hit that saved their season. The game went to the ninth inning tied, and every pitch became a heartbeat. Both bullpens were exhausted, but neither team blinked. The Landers, closer, Seo Jin Young, entered to face the heart of Samsung's lineup. He struck out 2 in a row, pumping 150 km/h fastballs with pinpoint control. The crowd roared as he walked off the mound, pounding his chest in pride. Bottom of the 9th. The score still tied. Every fan stood, waving towels, shouting until their voices cracked. Leading off was Han Yu-seum again. He worked the count full, fouling off pitch after pitch. Finally, Buchanan threw a changeup low, and Han connected. The ball soared high into the night sky, deep toward the right field wall. The crowd went silent for half a second, then erupted as it cleared the fence. Walk-off home run. Game over. The Landers bench emptied onto the field as teammates mobbed Han at home plate. Water bottles flew, confetti rained down, and the entire stadium shook with celebration. It wasn't just a win, it was a statement. A walk-off blast to seal a playoff series, sending the defending champions to the next round. For Han Yu-seum, it was a moment that would define his career. Cameras caught his teary smile as he pointed to the stands, dedicating the victory to the fans who had supported them all year. SSG players hugged, laughed, and cried together, a mix of exhaustion and relief washing over them. Meanwhile, the Samsung Lions stood quietly on the field. They had fought valiantly, played smart baseball, and left everything on the diamond. But as is often the case in October baseball, only one team could move on. Buchanan looked heartbroken yet proud, exchanging respectful nods with SSG's veterans as the teams lined up for handshakes. Fans stayed long after the final out, unwilling to leave. They sang, cheered, and waved their team flags under the Incheon lights. The big screen replayed the walk-off again and again, each time drawing fresh roars from the crowd. It was one of those nights that reminded everyone why baseball captures hearts. It's unpredictable, emotional, and beautifully human. The post-game interviews told the story of resilience. Manager Kim Won-hung praised his players' belief in teamwork, calling it the power of unity. Han Yu-seum, still emotional, said he had dreamed of such a moment since childhood. Chu Shin-soo, the veteran leader, reminded everyone that this was only the beginning. They still had a long road to the Korean series. As for Samsung, their manager Lee Byung-gyu remained gracious in defeat, commending his young roster for never backing down. "We'll be back," he said confidently, earning applause from reporters and fans alike. The Lions might have lost, but they earned respect for their grit and heart. Back in the locker room, the Landers celebrated in champagne showers, laughter echoing down the hallway. Players danced, music blasted, and fans outside chanted until midnight. It wasn't just another win, it was redemption, pride, and proof that this team still had championship fire. The highlight reels quickly spread online, with fans around the world commenting on the drama of Game 3. Korean social media exploded with clips of Han's walk-off, fans comparing it to some of the greatest postseason moments in KBO history. Analysts praised both teams for their strategy and execution, calling it a masterclass in playoff baseball. For SSG, this win means momentum heading into the next round, confidence restored, and belief that anything is possible. For Samsung, it's a hard lesson but also a foundation to build upon. Young talents like Lee Jae-yeon and Kim Ji-chan proved their worth under pressure. As the lights dimmed over the empty field, the echoes of cheers still lingered. The dirt was scattered, the grass trampled, but what remained was the memory of one unforgettable night in Korean baseball. A night where heroes were made, hearts were broken, and history was written in front of thousands. October baseball once again proved that it's not just a game, it's a story. One filled with emotion, rivalry, and dreams that refuse to die. The 2025 postseason continues, but this SSG vs. Samsung battle will be remembered as one of its finest chapters.